We've all been kids, and we know that we get extremely determined about something. We'll find a way to crack into it. But when you have it placed in a safe environment and you had the conversation about it, then you're going to be sort of dealing with more questions rather than things happening behind your back. So that's why we say that it's not right for parents to feel ashamed about consuming cannabis. They should actually talk about it. It's not right for parents to hide cannabis from the kids. They should tell them what it is, and it should be stored in the same way that they store their alcohol and their wine carts. And from there, that's the first foundation that can ensure that the family is going to take, a more responsible approach towards cannabis at home. And issues will happen. It's not saying this is 100%, bulletproof approach, but it is better than hiding it and creating further stigma around a product that is less dangerous than alcohol.
And the more we prepare ourselves for these types of conversations about cannabis with our kids or in the workplace, the easier it is to be open about it and even celebrating our relationship with this plant, especially in a legal market where, like you said, it could be something you're not afraid to share with people, and which is one of the things that I love about Stori is it embodies that spirit of the 21st century cannabis consumer or enthusiast. And I see it sitting there. You got to show it off a little bit while we're just, come on, it's a beautiful thing. Don't be shy.
So this is Stori. It's basically the wine cart for your cannabis. And we really spent a lot of time building this out. We want it to be functional for home and on the go, and really trying to build it with the purpose of cannabis use in mind, not repurposing a pencil case or a lockbox. So Stori basically is assembled with a full case that is child resistant. It opens up with 2 sliding locks. The top tray is actually used as a rolling tray as well. And when you open it up, you have 12 containers in there. These containers are made from food grade aluminum. And there's a reason that we chose food grade aluminum, because we did a lot of research on a variety of different products that would maintain the quality of both your edible products and flower. So mason jars are great, but there are some major issues with mason jars. We want to get into that.
Yeah, the biggest way that terpenes actually get degraded is through sunlight. So I like that people started storing in mason jars. It's better than a Ziploc, but unfortunately that doesn't protect the terpenes and it actually evaporates it.
And cannabinoids. Cannabinoids don't like sunlight either.
Right.
Exactly. So that's why we chose aluminum, not only because it doesn't actually put any taste into the product, but it's opaque and it doesn't let the UV light in.
And other things about it is that aluminum is very much recyclable. You get a lot of products in the market that are mixed with recycled plastic or recycled hemp. And there's issues with that because actually that makes those products non-recyclable. There's a huge conspiracy around what's recyclable and what's not. And the whole market that pushes organic and recyclable goods is actually a big fallacy. So there's a high percentage,
only 9% of plastic gets reduced, gets recycled. So that's why there is plastic in our product. That's why but we try to stay away from it as much as we can. That's why we chose aluminum. But 75% of the aluminum that's still in every product that we use is from, it's been around for over 100 years. So it's 99% of it is recycled.
Wow.
So we wanted to do our small part and choose a material that's not only good for cannabis, but it's not adding to environmental problems.
Right. And the purpose of this is that it's going to be long lasting. So even though it is recyclable, it's meant to be part of your lifestyle. Like you don't go and change your bar card every year or every other year. It's something that ages with you. It's something that gains more character as you use it. So for instance, each one of these pods can hold up to 7 grams of dry cannabis or edible products. You can be assured that when you put your edibles in there, you're not getting any additional smell or taste, or they're not going to be stuck to the container like they would to plastic. If they're in glass and sunlight hits them, they get super sticky to the bottom of that glass. Doesn't happen here because it blocks sunlight as well. The lids are airtight, which also is really important for flower. What you don't want to do is have too much airflow in there, because too much humidity in can cause mold. And one of the other things that we did is we know that people who start to really, really care about their cannabis start to use humidity packs, especially Boveda has this patented two-way humidity packs that they produce. So we created a little tiny jacket that fits inside the pod lid, and that holds the Boveda pack in place so that you can easily make sure that your Boveda is in place and it's keeping the flower inside in its good condition. And basically, you just put this thing on top and you tie it up. And each one of these things is also child resistant. So again, when we talk about child resistant, it's meant for children that are under, I would say, 5 years old, because obviously we all know older children can even open up adult bottles and so on and so forth, and for pets, because you also don't want to have your products be accidentally consumed by your pets. In addition to the pods, there are the tubes that are also color coded. One of the other things we thought about was the smell of cannabis at home. It's a very much desirable smell for people that are consuming it and are liking it, but at the same time, you want to avoid having the excess smell linger around after you've done your session. So a lot of folks, what happens is that they consume a joint and they don't finish it 100%, or there's a lot of half joints left in their ashtray. And, that's what we call mystery weed, because you could have had, a terpene profile that is more energetic, and you smoke half of that, and then you have a terpene profile that's a little bit more sedative. And now you have 2 half joints inside of your ashtray and you have no idea what's what, and they're also stinking up your room. So if you color coded it and said, okay, well, this could be my lemonine, and I'm going to put the lemonine joint in here afterwards. And this could be my, for instance, myrcene. I could put my myrcene joint in here afterwards. Now, not only are you keeping track of what is what, but you're also doing it in a way that keeps your place clean and still matches the rest of your lifestyle. And you don't have to have these random ashtrays all over the place like it's the 70s.